On this channel, we provide useful programming information with practical code examples. This time, we will cover event handling in TypeScript. You can learn about event handling methods and custom events through code examples. Enabling subtitles will make the code descriptions easier to understand. Event handling in TypeScript is done in the same way as in JavaScript. However, TypeScript improves type safety, allowing you to safely handle events by using appropriate event types. The basics of event handling involve adding event listeners to DOM elements and executing actions in response to user operations. Event listeners are added to DOM elements using the addEventListener method. For example, to handle a click event, you would do the following. In this code, addEventListener is used to register a handler for the click event on the specified DOM element. To actually run the code, it needs to be done within HTML. In this video, we only confirm that no compilation errors occur. In TypeScript, the event object received in the event listener is automatically assigned the appropriate type. The event object has different properties depending on the event type, but its base type is event. By using the appropriate type for each event, you can take advantage of TypeScript's type safety in your development. The following are the main event types. Event is the base type for common events, used for things like form submissions or page loading completion. This code detects the form submit event, prevents the default submit action, and outputs a message to the console instead. Mouse event is an event type related to mouse actions such as clicks and mouse movement. You can get information about the mouse coordinates and which button was clicked. This code gets the mouse coordinates when the button is clicked and displays them in the console. Keyboard event is an event type related to keyboard input. You can access the pressed key and the state of modifier keys, Shift, Alt, Control, etc. This code displays the name of the key pressed and, if the Control key is held down, also outputs that information to the console. Input event is an event type related to changes in input fields. It is used when the value of a text field or text area has changed. This code displays the content of the input field in the console every time its value changes. Focus event is an event type that occurs when an element gains or loses focus. This code displays focused in the console when the input field is focused, and blurred when it loses focus. For custom events or when TypeScript's type inference does not work, you can explicitly specify the type using type assertions. For example, to handle an event for a specific input field, HTML input element, specify the type as follows. This code uses type assertion to treat the event target as an HTML input element, and displays its value in the console. You can remove event listeners using remove event listener. For this, you need to pass the same event handler that was added initially. This code adds a click event listener to the button, and then removes it by specifying the same handler. In TypeScript, in addition to standard events, you can also create and dispatch custom events. Use the custom event class to create a custom event and trigger it with the dispatch event method. This code creates a custom event using custom event, dispatches it to the element, and displays its details in the console. When an event occurs, by default it bubbles, propagates to parent elements. To prevent this, use event stop propagation. You can also use prevent default to prevent the browser's default behavior. This code disables the default action when the button is clicked, stops event bubbling, and executes custom processing. Event handling in TypeScript is basically the same as in JavaScript, but with proper type definitions, you can safely and reliably work with event objects and DOM elements. By adding and removing event listeners, applying event types, and using type assertions, you can achieve clearer and less error-prone event handling. The source code for this video can be downloaded from the official website. If you like, please visit the URL in the description to aid your learning. Your support keeps this channel motivated. Please subscribe to the channel.